Boy, things are getting weirder and weirder in the Iowa State and Iowa gambling scandal. Not good. Start with Iowa State. We already knew Hunter Dekkers, their starting quarterback. He's been charged. He's not with the team. Well, now starting running back Jirehl Brock, starting tight end DeSahwn Hanika, starting offensive lineman Jake Remsburg, and starting defensive lineman Isaiah Lee have all been charged in this. And remember, these guys all made fake accounts, or I guess accounts that doesn't have their real legal name on them, which you can't do that. Can't do that. This is heavily regulated stuff. You can't do that. So looking at each guy's transgressions, Hanika bet on Iowa State basketball games. Remsburg bet on college football and basketball. Now, he didn't bet on any games that involved Iowa State, or he didn't bet on any games he played in. But Jirehl Brock did bet on 4 Iowa State football games. Don't know exactly what those bets were, but the real story here, Ted, is Isaiah Lee. He bet on 12 Iowa State football games, including betting the Texas money line in the 2021 Iowa State Texas game. For those that don't gamble, that means he bet on the team he was playing on to lose. And now, is it slightly hilarious that Iowa State won that game 30-7? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. There is some humor in that. But there's no coming back from that. Your career's over. Nobody. I wouldn't allow this guy to work in any business I was involved with. I wouldn't allow this guy to mow my lawn. Forget football. I mean, football wise, nobody will allow you in a locker room ever again. You're done. What an unbelievably stupid thing to do. My God. And he lost the bet, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
I don't know. I don't know why you would put yourself in that position over, and I don't know how much these bets were. It doesn't seem like any of them were massive. There's just seemed like there was a lot of them over time for some of these guys. You would put yourself in that position. Right? You just look at the Iowa situation, right? Where the kid bet the under and catches the touchdown that loses the under bet. Why he caught the touchdown? What? Okay, fine. But why even begin to put yourself in that dilemma? You know, you're thinking about it, right? And I'm sure you've told yourself you'll do whatever you can. Doesn't matter. We're going to win the game. But now everyone's going to go back and look at everything you've ever done. Was there a bet for it? Even if it's not registered, was he betting someone else for it? It's just a bad deal. And I wonder, I don't know. It's a bad situation. And part of me says you got to make examples of these guys if you ever want to keep it honestly out of the locker room and out of the game, because it's so easy to do. But there's another part of me that's like I could put myself in their shoes a little bit to say that I just don't know that these guys ever really recognized the gravity of what they were doing. If that makes sense.
I think I understand where you're coming from, but you and I both know. I mean, how many meetings did they have saying, hey, you cannot bet?
A million.
A million. So that's where some people are saying, well, how could Matt Campbell lose control of his program like this? Kurt Ferentz. No. These guys are grown-ass men.
I'm shocked by people that have – that's such a weird take to me.
Yeah, this is gambling culture's fault. No. I am the ultimate personal accountability person, and I know you're wired the same way.
I
Like,
mean, he's got to have, in order to blame him, he's got to, one, know that it's happening, and two, somehow be involved with looking the other way, or, you know, in some cases and stuff, like encouraging it. There's no chance Matt Campbell's like, hey guys, I know we're playing Texas, but check out that money line. It may be something you might want to bite on.
it's
Texas
juicy.
looks
Juicy.
what are people even, what are they thinking? There's no way any coach in college football would encourage, or I in any way condone what's gone on here. It's so weird to me that people have that tape. It's stupid. It
Yeah.
is like, you have to be a surface level idiot.
I
Unless there's evidence that he knew about it and tried to cover it up.
which I would bet everything I own that Matt Campbell had no idea. Just from my interactions that I've had with Matt Campbell over the years. And I am concerned about Iowa State's team this year. And it's not just like, obviously, what's that, 5 starters?
Yeah.
They're down now. I don't see any path to any of these guys playing, right? Especially guys that bet on games they were playing in. I think those guys' college careers are probably done. I think Isaiah Lee, like I think he is. I don't think we're ever going to see that dude on a football field again. Like, even if you're an XFL team or a USFL team, nope. If I'm the coach, oh, you bet against your team. I just don't think there's any coming back from that. Like, and I believe in second chances, like, and all that stuff, but the amount of stupidity and selfishness that it takes to place a money line bet on the other team, I don't think I could ever get over that. You know, and he's certainly not good enough of a player to look past it. So I think he's toast.
Yeah, and here's another thing, and this may not exactly be fair, but I think it may be what happens. I'm fairly confident that this is something that happens across the entire country. And I don't know that it's in every locker room, but I bet it's in a vast majority of them to some small degree. Maybe it's a walk-on 5th string defensive tackle, or maybe it's your starting quarterback. I don't know, but I have a strong feeling that this has occurred to some degree everywhere. And I don't think the NCAA wants to go there. So I think you take this example that's gone public and you bury it by really going hard on these guys. Maybe that's not the fair way to do it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, remember Iowa and Iowa State, they're at the center of this because that's the only states that's the only state that's doing this investigation.
Yeah.
If you did a similar investigation in other states where mobile betting is legal, yeah, I don't think the NCAA would like what those investigations would uncover.
Right.
But, and maybe it's unfortunate for these guys in the state of Iowa, but they are now leading the PowerPoint in the compliance meeting and training camp, right?
Yeah.
Saying, guys, if you've been doing this, you need to stop. And I bet you there are some guys that are sweating bad.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing exactly what these guys had made an account under a name that's not theirs. They've been placing bets. Some have probably bet on games that their team was playing in. And I guarantee you there are a lot of guys out there that are freaking out, hoping that an investigation like this doesn't take place in the state they're playing football in. They better stop, though. I mean, if you don't stop after seeing all this, I don't know. Maybe you do need to call one of those help numbers, you know, because, oh my gosh.
Or call an old school bookie that doesn't have your data
Yeah,
off
or
your
or
cell
just go
phone.
to the fraternities, like everyone used to. What are we even talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Now you mentioned the guy from Iowa, Arlen Bruce the fourth. So Oklahoma State's affected by this, right? Because he transferred in from Iowa, and I think he was going to be a rotational piece for them at wide receiver. Mike Gundy the other day came out and said he's no longer participating in team activities with the Pokes because of the charges brought against him in this whole thing. I guess he allegedly bet on 11 games he played in, including throwing down on 2 unders, which is just so funny. You
That's
talked
not
about
a
the
if
Northwestern
that's
game
not a
last year.
slamming indictment on the offensive situation at Iowa, I don't know what is.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
it's not a good situation, but like everyone across the country looked at that and said, "Smart kid."
Yeah. Solid bet. Arlen, nice. But once again, bet on games he was playing in. It seems extremely unlikely that we'll see him playing college football. Now, I do think there's a good lesson to be learned here. First of all, don't be an idiot, right? You're told you can't do something, don't do it, right? That's an easy lesson to be learned here. But it's also really hard to bet on college football, even if you're playing in the game,
Right.
even if you've been in the meetings all week. You have the most intimate knowledge of what's going on. These guys were playing in the games that they bet on. And I'm guessing for a lot of them, still couldn't get it right.
Right.
So we all have that buddy that he said, "Oh, I've got a system. I've got a system." No, you don't, man. It's really, really hard to bet on college football. Guys that were playing in the games couldn't even get it right. So I'm just saying that is a good lesson to take away from this whole thing.
Right. Yeah. Even I, without like being the play caller, it's almost like I don't know. It's difficult. Like the play caller or a quarterback outright sabotaging the team is about the only way you could do it and pull it off. But it's you're right. If guys on the inside with the intimate knowledge still aren't getting it right at a high percentage, then what's everyone else doing? But having fun and trying to be a little more involved with what's going on, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.